If you look at your syllabus, you can see on the first page on the left are the course objectives. The title of the class is there and the date, my name and my contact information, as well as the contact information for Yahweh Guo, who is our TA. The dates for the class are from June 5th to July 31st. Office hours are by appointment. As I said, I'll be happy to make phone, chat, Skype, Google Meeting appointments, as well as meet in person. And my office phone number is there. I advise you to contact me by email through the course. That's the best way to get in touch with me because I'm not always in my office, especially in the summer, but I do check my class email regularly. The course web address and course description are there. Then if you go down, some policies of the class. Okay, participation, you're expected to participate by reading the readings, checking the class page frequently. As I said, you should check the page at least every other day. Engaging in discussions and activities in a timely manner. You're responsible for keeping up with everything. The academic honesty policy is there. I hope everybody knows you signed up when you were admitted to UGA to the academic policy, but if you're not sure what the academic honesty policy is, you can click on the link and you can find it. Courtesy and professionalism. I want you to be able to express your opinions honestly, but we all need to treat each other with courtesy and respect at all times. In a university atmosphere, always there should be the allowance for different points of view, but we should disagree with ideas instead of putting people down. Also, please respect the privacy of individuals in schools and discussions and refrain from saying negative things about specific individuals or schools. Also, learn to accept constructive criticism and see it as a learning opportunity. Assignment submission, you're expected to proofread and edit your papers before they are submitted. Whenever applicable, they should be submitted in APA form according to the 6th edition of the APA Style Manual. And I put some links on the syllabus as well as on the homepage of the class. It's your responsibility to ensure the correct version of your assignment is submitted on time. Save your submission notice in case there's a discrepancy and open the document you submit to ensure it's the correct one. I don't want to have to grade your paper and then you tell me, oh, I submitted my draft. So for both of our sake, let's be sure you submit the right one. Okay, then you see the tentative schedule for the class. Excuse me, I'm going through this. Let me push this one. Okay. And I say tentative. Usually we can stick to it pretty well, but you never know. So in the first column, I have the week. The week begins the first week on the 5th, ends on Sunday the 11th. We will complete modules 1 and 2, what the topic of the modules are, what the readings are, and then what assignments are due by the end of the week. Excuse me. So by the end of this first week, you should complete all of the orientation activities and the pretest. Don't worry about studying for the pretest. This is for you and me to find out what you know and what you don't know. You're not expected to know the information because if you did, you wouldn't have to take the class. And then you can see the next week is June 12th through the 18th, and that's Module 3, the topic, the readings from the same material, which I've sent you already, and then you will have a discussion. This information about the discussion will be in Module 3 with a link for you to put it. All of your major projects, as you can see, are in bold letters. And there are clues to doing well in the class, and mainly those are to try to read ahead if you can, read directions carefully, and rubrics. If I give you a rubric, use that as a checklist to make sure you've completed every component of it. Always proofread, edit, and revise your paper. Take responsibility for your learning. Be prepared and resourceful, and keep a positive attitude. We're all here to help you. There are librarians, the teaching assistant, and I. If you take advantage of these resources, it'll be for the best. Okay. Assignments and requirements. I'll briefly go through those. I told you that the readings, the main reading in the beginning is the book that I sent you, which is online and free. There will be other readings as assigned or necessary in the modules provided for you. An overview of the assignments, and you'll get more information on the specifics as we get to that. The orientation is the first part. You'll complete that on time and you get 5 points. Discussions, there'll be 6 discussions worth 10 points each. You are supposed to do the reading, and then you respond to the prompt by Wednesday night of the instructional week, and then respond to at least 2 other people's posts by Sunday night of that instructional week. Discussions will be graded on pertinence to the prompt and the readings, depth of thought, responding meaningfully to at least 2 others, and posting on time. There's one test. I said you'll have a pre-test. Well, then there'll be a post-test on that information. And the post-test is worth 100 points. There will be an opportunity for you to respond to an ethics and standards questionnaire where you respond to what you know about these ethics and standards and your responsibilities. You will do a test evaluation, which you'll do in a team, and we'll talk more about that later. And then you will complete an identification form on a student or group of students. That's a TABS form, traits, aptitudes, and behaviors. And finally, you'll do a product performance activity and rubric, a way that you would grade a student's product or performance that could be used as part of the identification for gifted students. We'll talk about that. The last 2, the tabs and the product performance rubric, are required for your portfolio through Folio Tech. So please keep the paper and the grade to upload there. You need both a copy of your paper and the grade you got on it to upload to Folio Tech. The next part explains a little about Folio Tech, and that's for people who are seeking gifted endorsement in the state of Georgia. You'll get information about that from UGA, and if you don't, there's a link for you to let people know. In this class, we're going to have some badges. I hope this will be fun for you. There'll be opportunities, challenges for you, and when you successfully complete the challenges, you'll get a badge. I've also thought of some prizes for people who get a certain number of badges, or privileges, I should say. So watch the homepage for the announcement of these challenges and opportunities for the badges. The next page shows you, evaluation and grading. And you can see everybody starts, it's like a game, everybody starts with 0 points, and you get a certain amount of points for each required activity. The orientation is 5 points. Discussions, there are 6 of them worth 10 points each. There's the test, there's the ethics and standards response, the test evaluation, the tabs, the product performance and rubric, for a total of 500 points. And then you see the grades. I don't do pluses and minuses. I think in graduate school it's kind of ridiculous anyway, but anyway, those are the grade. That's the status for the grades there, so you can keep up with where you are. And then I put a little game board, since I was trying to make it kind of game-like, and you can follow that with a token if you want. Those are the dates, starting with June 5th, and when certain things are due, and how many points. So you can kind of keep up with your points that way if you want to. On this last page, I have tutorials and resources. I told you I want you to do papers in APA style. There are some resources and tutorials for that. ELC, even if you've taken an ELC course, you may not be familiar with all of the tools that I use, and you can look at some resources there. Again, the academic honesty, and then the library. The librarians are incredible here, and they'll help you. And then at the bottom, some students don't know that they have free access to Microsoft Office Pro Plus to download. I ask that everybody use Word for assignments, and there's no reason for you not to, since you get it free through this resource. I also ask that you use a specific naming convention for the assignments, and that is last name, first initial, then whatever you want to call the assignment, and then .com or whatever. So you'll see that also in the orientation. Okay, I know that's a lot of information. Well, let me go back to the main page of the class. And again, you can see I'll have announcements, then there's a content browser, and then there's a calendar. And then I put some resources for you. APA Style and Formatting Guide, the website for the Georgia Association for Gifted Children, Hoagie's Gifted Education page, which is an award-winning page, the link for the National Association for Gifted Children, the Georgia Resource Manual, how to find tests and test reviews in the UGA library, important because you'll have to do that, Georgia Law on Gifted Education, there's the reading, what teachers need to know about assessment, Davidson Institute, and then Form and Etiquette for Professional Email, which I think everybody should know as graduate students and as professionals. And then below that, I have information on the librarian, both our College of Education librarian, Carla Buss, who's incredible, and Nadine Cohen in the main library, who can help you when it's time for you to do your test evaluation.